Welcome to an in-depth tutorial on how to do a two-wheel drift in Rocket League. This will go over practicing and different hitboxes you can use to make it easier or harder depending on your liking. Now, the first thing you want to do is head over into your garage and switch to the Dominus hitbox because that's the easiest one to do a two-wheel drift in, or at least to learn in. Then you just want to head straight into training where you can learn the actual motions. The first motion is the flip, and this isn't a normal diagonal flip. While you can do that, it's a lot harder than just front flipping while holding air roll, like so. Now, instead of releasing right when you land to get a perfect landing, you want to keep holding it through the landing, so it'll look something like that. And once your two wheels hit the ground, then you can keep boosting to get a two-wheel drift on. Now, you have to make sure that you release your air roll a tiny bit before you release your up arrow, as it'll tilt your car a tiny bit, which makes it a lot easier to two-wheel drift like so. And once you've learned this, then it's mostly just practice. The next thing you want to do is try using a workshop map. I use Lethamir's double-sized map in Bacchus Mod, and I'll link a tutorial down below on how you can get into Bacchus Mod and how you can get a workshop map loader. But long story short, you just install it, search for double sized in the search workshop tab, click search, click download map, and once it's downloaded you have to refresh maps. Well, you don't have to, and then you click on this and it sends you in. Now this makes it a lot easier because the number one problem with two-wheel drifting is actually running into walls, and in this map it's pretty hard to run into the walls. The next thing you want to do is learn how to do it in other hitboxes. Now, in other hitboxes, it's actually more difficult, especially when you're using hitboxes that are smaller or less wide or less thin. The first thing you want to know is that when you're diagonal flipping like that, you want to be holding your controls for a tiny bit longer instead of releasing so early, because the Dominus is wider but this one's a lot smaller of a car. You want to be holding these two controls down for longer. Well, not a lot longer, but a bit longer. It's a lot harder in these smaller cars, but once you get into the motion, it becomes really simple. And you just can keep going, basically. Make sure you keep tapping the up arrow button, or else you'll stop two-wheel drifting, like so. The one thing you want to make sure of is you're practicing. Practicing makes it a lot easier. Like, I practiced for about an hour of doing two-wheel drifts while I was doing a different shot with my friend, and I got a lot better at it. Practicing makes it a lot easier. It's basically the key to success for this. And if you don't get a good setup, it's virtually impossible to keep it going. Like that one, I had a really good setup, a perfect setup almost, but if I don't have a good setup like that, it's really hard to keep it going, especially when your momentum is stopped. Another thing, do not tap your joystick up too far, because if I do, then that'll happen. I'll stop. And once you stop momentum, like here, I'm two-wheel drifting. If I hold it too far forward, I just stop. I can't move anymore. Now, thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll be doing more of these tutorials later. Comment down below if you have any questions or if I messed anything up. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.